Let's talk about another project. That's Theo Johnson. I know it's going to be bad. People are going to get on me for calling him a project right off the bat. But he is. We talked about it. We initially did our rankings on tight ends, and he was definitely there in the group. And we, got him right around where we thought he was worthy of being taken there. But this is a kid that you look at all the athletic abilities he has, and you're taking him for that potential. You're not taking him for what he did at Penn State. Let's be very clear on that. The Penn State numbers were not great. You're taking him for that potential. So he's a project.
Correct.
Joe Schoen tells the show at some point, he says, there was a lot of conviction in the building from our scouting staff and our coaching staff that had spent time with the kid. My biggest takeaway there I thought was interesting. He said the word conviction. Remember what that means to the Giants. When John Mara was talking to assistant GM Brandon Brown about conviction. That was a very important word and a very important verbiage to him. You could tell that meant something. That word had a special meaning to him of like, this is the guy. I know this is the guy we're taking. I'm that confident. And that's the kind of verbiage that was used with Theo Johnson. I just thought, to me, they didn't talk much about Dru Phillips. They went on and on to me about Theo Johnson.
They did.
And I couldn't figure it out. Like, are you trying to convince me that he's good? Or are you trying to convince yourself that you made the right move? Like, you're validating your choice in some way, shape, or form, the way you're talking about this kid.
Yeah. Were you doing that for the Mara family?
I'm curious. Like I said, I thought it was interesting because, like, as they went along, each round, they talked about the player list. Except when it came down to comparing those two, the third round and fourth round. Neighbors got the most spotlight. Newman got a little less. Dru Phillips got talked about a little bit there, but they didn't go into huge detail. And then all of a sudden they go back and go in bigger detail into Theo Johnson, and then go back to later on not giving a lot of time to the rest of the guys. It felt a little weird to me. It felt like there was an agenda, like that was on purpose. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Who knows?
Could have been, or they were just excited to get this pick at that.
Listen, there was guys we talked about it. When we talked about him as a prospect, there are guys who loved him and guys who just had him off their board completely because they don't like drafting based on potential. We're kind of middle of the road people. We see potential, we go, okay, there's potential, but I'm not going to draft a guy high because of potential. I may draft him higher than what his stats show, but I'm starting to give him a crazy evaluation off potential.
Correct.
And he, like I said, to me, he went where he should have went. I thought fourth round was exactly where he should have gone. I can look it up to verify, but I'm pretty sure a fourth round grade is what we actually gave him. And at the time, a lot of people actually had him higher. Because if I remember correctly, when we did our draft guide for the tight ends, there was a lot of, talk about him because it was right at the pro day, if I remember right. And he blew it out of the water with the pro day at that point. So Theo Johnson, actually, I'm looking it up actually right now for us. We had him end of the third round. That's where we put him. We had him as the sixth best tight end on the board, and we had him in the third round. And all but one of the five we had ahead of him did go ahead of him. So we're pretty spot on, actually. I'll take it. I'll take the win. Take the win.
Score.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm